This bolt is too loose to screw into this block. Here's a quick way to make it secure. We'll cut a notch into the bolt itself and then shave off the edges of another bolt to create a wedge. Now we can put the wedge into the notch. And then we'll hammer the bolt into the stone. This will expand the bolts into the block, making it secure. How about adding a bit of decoration to these drawers? We can square off a log to match the size of the drawers and then cut off a few rounds. Add some glue to the ends of the drawers, place the rounds on top. Add a bit more glue or varnish to the top of the rounds to seal up any pores. This gives us a nice rustic look. We'll be using this log to make a napkin hole. We'll need to cut out a slab and then run it through a planer. This will give us an even edge. We'll do the same with the sides. Now we'll cut this piece of wood into 2 equal lengths. Now we want to cut out a space for the napkins about 3 inches deep in the center of each piece. We'll use a marking gauge to get an even length on each side. Cut out the center and then add tape to the 2 pieces. Add wood glue to hold the corner edges together. Add some varnish and let it dry. Here's a neat way to use your angle grinder as a sander. Start by adding some double-sided tape to the back of a CD. Cut off the excess tape. Do the same to the other side. Now we'll apply some sandpaper to the double-sided tape. We'll do the same and cut off the excess sandpaper. Drill a hole in the center of the CD using a bit that matches the angle grinder. Again, apply sandpaper to the other side and remove any excess. Now we'll secure it onto our angle grinder, tighten it up. Now we can use this just like a belt sander. Our next project is a little tool that'll help us find the center of things. Start by joining 2 strips of wood together with glue at a right angle. Then add another strip at a 45-degree angle on top of the joint. Now we can quickly find the center of this log by making a few marks. We can even use this tool to make circular cutouts. Find the center of this board just like we did before. Then hammer a nail through the board. Now we can hammer this nail into our table saw. And with just a few cuts, we can remove the nail and we have a nice round circle. Our channel is full of videos with tips, tricks, and life hacks. If you want to stay up to date on all the latest videos, then subscribe to the channel. Learning new things is always a great investment of time. And our channel is here to help you finish projects and maximize your workspace. Don't have a tripod for your laser level? Make a shallow slit into the drywall and place the angle grinder disc into the slot. Then set your level on top. We need our pipes fully insulated, including the elbow pipe. We'll simply cut both ends of the insulation at a 45-degree angle using a utility knife. Here's an interesting way to solder the ends of wires. First, we'll take out the soldering tip and replace it with a bolt and a bracket. We can stabilize our soldering iron. Now we can melt the solder into the bracket and then dip our wires into the solder directly. We can twist wires together nice and evenly by attaching a wooden dowel into a socket bit and then stick the wire into the wooden dowel. Secure the wires with pliers and drill. Cleaning the grout between tiles can be tedious. Here's an easy way to speed up the process. Cut off the head of a brush and drill a screw into its center. Tighten the screw into the chuck, and now the drill can do the scrubbing for us. If your jigsaw blade is dull, we can give it another use. Grind off the teeth with an angle grinder and then sharpen the edge like a knife. Attach it to a jigsaw, and now it can be used to cut cleanly through thick foam boards. The staple gun is a great and useful tool to have on the job, but ours happened to run out of staples a bit earlier than expected. That's okay. We can use an office stapler instead. We can use a rubber mallet to help fully drive the staples into the wood. Here's one way you can sharpen your pencil a bit faster, just using the help of a drill. Here we're going to use a wood clamp to help us mark parallel lines to the edge of the board. Unscrew the top and use the hole to make your mark. Next up is a DIY torque washer. Make 2 parallel incisions about halfway through both sides of a wide washer. Use a plier to bend the tines 90 degrees and then weld a nut onto the top of the washer. We can install it by hammering it in on one side and then securing it fully by screwing it in with a bolt. This is especially useful for building furniture. This water handle is broken. We can make a new handle using a cord on each side of the cord. Put each loop through the opposite loop, one under and one over, like so. Place the loop over the water bottle and pull it snug. Now we have an easy way to carry our water bottles. Anyone who's worked with wood knows that sanding can take a long time. Today, we'll try to speed up the process by making a sanding drum. By hot gluing a bolt to the center of this wooden dowel. Then we'll make a deep incision through the center of the dowel, and next we'll slide sandpaper into the incision, wrap it around, and glue the sandpaper onto itself. Now we have a sanding drum for all of our projects. Next, we're going to be making a homemade coffee grinder. We'll need 3 snap-off blades, snapped off to the correct size, an extra long bolt, and 4 nuts. Tighten the nuts to the end of the bolt with the blades in between. Make sure it's securely fastened so the blades stay put. Drill a hole into the center of the lid. Twist a nut to the center of the bolt and drop the washer on top of it. Place the lid over the washer and then another washer on top of the lid. Secure the whole thing with the final nut. Tighten the lid to the jar to make sure that the bolts can twist freely without any wobble. All that's left is to fill the jar with coffee beans and attach the bolt to the chuck and drill. Now we can brew a fresh cup of coffee to get our day started. Lastly, we'll be doing a bit of arts and crafts by making a simple decoration. Start by wrapping this wire tightly around this PVC pipe, then pulling it apart for the right shape. We'll bend the top into a little hook. Next, we'll hot glue a steel ball into the middle of our spring and let it dry. We'll tie a piece of string to the top end of the ornament